Now, this Netflix series, what is going to be in it? This is about...
Do you want me to be nice, Jeremy?
Well, yes, of course. Yeah, go on. So Harry and Meghan are going to have a show on Netflix, and it turns out they've already recorded a lot of it.
Well, look, all I'm going to say about this is Harry and Meghan, when they said they were leaving the UK and quitting the royal family, were all about privacy and protecting their young child. Now it turns out, according to this quite extraordinary report, that during all of these historic times, you know, the Sandringham Summit, when Archie was born, their big split from the royal family, they were actually secretly recording their own footage, which helped them secure this mega bucks deal with Netflix. And it adds in to this narrative, which, as you know, Jeremy, I've reported for the past 18 months, and it is just reporting. I don't really have a strong opinion on it, but people within the royal family do, which is that Meghan, while she was a serving duchess and the British royal family being paid for by taxpayers, was on the side negotiating deals with Hollywood power players. And I think regardless of what we think of the royal family and wherever you stand on it, it's quite inappropriate for a duchess, for a princess, for someone paid for by us, she's meant to be doing public duties, actually all about lining her own pocket.
For decades, it was Diana that became the most alarming amount of focus on her. Now, every day, every week,
they're
it's
putting
Meghan.
the focus on themselves. Come on, please, for a single second, can we just bring some perspective to this? We are not writing about them. We're not filming them. They are inviting their own privacy.
Why do you not leave her alone? She's not taking our money anymore.
No, but
leave her.
If she does a series where she is at the centre of it with Harry, then she is asking for attention. There's no question about that. Now, what happens then? Dan writes a piece that she doesn't like, and then she says, I don't want that kind of attention. Now, once you're that visible, if you want to go and live in a monastery, that's fine. But if you want to do a Netflix series... This is what they
used to say about Diana, and this is what they used to say.
And Diana
said,
courted the press, Yasmin. One of her last phone calls was to Richard Kay, the royal correspondent for the Daily Mail.
Yeah, I thought you'd learnt your lesson. Leave them alone. Let them do what they're not living in your country anymore. They're not taking your money anymore, our money. Leave them alone.
Is he allowed to review their Netflix show? Under your rules.
Do that.
You're allowed to review it.
So you don't believe that serving members of the British family or who retain their titles, because Yasmin, remember, that's the key point that I've made and Piers Morgan has made it too, and I'm sure you disagree with it. If they were prepared to say we will no longer have our titles, they renounce their titles, that is something they could do, then we'll treat them like any other Hollywood celebrity. But at the moment, Yasmin, they are wading in to the US election. They are backing Joe Biden over Donald Trump. It's highly inappropriate. It's causing embarrassment to the Queen.
You're just getting at them. And you know what? Instead of
this is coming from people within the royal family, Yasmin.
How many times, let me ask you, Dan, on your show, have you given this much time to Prince Andrew and his dodgy dealings?
Yasmin, I will answer that, and please give me a chance to answer that, because this is something that makes me very, very angry.
Comes up a lot.
Without journalism from people like me, Yasmin, and by the way, my old newspaper, which I know you hate, the News of the World, we were actually
I haven't said a word about
were actually the newspaper that exposed the friendship between Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein. And I'll tell you, I've spent...
It was Mail on Sunday, wasn't it?
No. They revealed the picture between Virginia Jeffrey and Prince Andrew. That picture of Jeffrey Epstein walking in the park, Central Park, with Prince Andrew was revealed by the News of the World. No one even knew about the friendship at that point. And I've covered the royals, Yasmin, for a decade. And I have spent far more time covering Prince Andrew.
Well, you mentioned Andrew.
I wasn't talking about Epstein. I was talking about his dodgy trade dealings and business dealings with some of the most corrupt people in the world. How many times does the media cover that?
Andrew's been sacked
the bigger issue with Andrew is the accusations of what was going on with...
Pick on Meghan all the time.
Can I just mention every time we do Harry and Meghan...
Hey everyone, welcome back to Royal Sussex Squad, the place where we celebrate the Duke and Duchess of Sussex while exposing the media's lies and hypocrisy. If you're here for the truth and tired of the nonsense, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a super thanks to support independent reporting. Now let's talk about the latest smear campaign, because of course the British media can't go a week without obsessing over Harry and Meghan. And at the center of it all, none other than Dan Wootton, the so-called journalist, whose entire career is built on attacking the Sussexes. Dan Wootton is out here pushing the tired, debunked narrative that Harry and Meghan are hypocrites for signing a Netflix deal while supposedly wanting privacy. Excuse me, Dan, but where did they ever say they were leaving for a life of invisibility? They wanted freedom from a toxic, abusive institution, not to disappear off the face of the earth. The reality is, Meghan and Harry have done what every intelligent, forward-thinking person does, taken control of their own story. They're using their platform to inspire and uplift, whether through Archewell, Invictus, or their Netflix projects. Meanwhile, what does Dan Wootton do? Spew venom, twist facts, and act like a royal lapdog for the establishment. Let's not forget, the same Dan Wootton who can't shut up about the Sussexes suspiciously goes silent when it comes to Prince Andrew. Where was this hard-hitting journalism when Andrew was cozying up with Jeffrey Epstein? Where was the outrage when he was dodging accountability? Oh, that's right. It's always easier to attack a black woman and a prince who dares to love her. And as for the ridiculous argument that Harry and Meghan should give up their titles, give me a break. They left their working royal roles, they're no longer taking taxpayer money, and they've built a successful life outside of the firm. But the press just can't handle the fact that they don't need the royal family to thrive. Dan Wootton has built a career on relentless attacks against Meghan Markle, using his platform to fuel negative narratives while conveniently ignoring serious royal controversies. His obsession with Meghan is evident in the sheer volume of articles, TV segments, and so-called exposés he dedicates to criticizing her every move, whether it's her choice of clothing, her philanthropy, or her decision to speak out about her experiences. Wootton consistently portrays Meghan as manipulative and self-serving. Yet when it comes to real scandals within the royal family, such as Prince Andrew's ties to Jeffrey Epstein or the financial dealings of senior royals, Wootton remains noticeably silent or downplays their significance. His selective outrage exposes a clear bias. Meghan is an easy target for his brand of sensationalism, while the true royal scandals remain conveniently buried. One of Wootton's favorite tactics is presenting speculation as fact, often packaging rumors as exclusive reports. Time and again, his so-called scoops have been debunked, revealing a pattern of misleading storytelling designed to smear Meghan and Harry. For example, he repeatedly claimed that the Sussexes were desperate to return to royal life, despite clear statements from Harry himself that stepping away was their choice. Another infamous example is his false assertion that the Sussexes blindsided the Queen with their decision to step back, when official sources later confirmed that discussions had been ongoing for months. Wootton's reports thrive on half-truths and innuendos, designed to stir public outrage rather than provide factual reporting. Despite presenting himself as an authoritative royal commentator, Wootton's agenda-driven journalism has led to significant credibility issues. His coverage of Meghan and Harry is not about fair criticism, but about pushing a relentless smear campaign that aligns with the interests of the tabloid media and its royalist audience. Instead of addressing legitimate issues within the monarchy, he focuses on fabricating controversies around Meghan, knowing that outrage drives clicks and engagement. His refusal to acknowledge or properly investigate real royal controversies, particularly Prince Andrew's legal troubles and connections to convicted criminals, only highlights his hypocrisy. The fact that he dedicates far more time to scrutinizing Meghan for signing a Netflix deal than he ever did to Andrew's serious allegations tells you everything you need to know about his journalistic priorities. At the end of the day, this latest media storm is nothing more than a desperate attempt to stay relevant. Dan Wootton, Piers Morgan, and the rest of the Sussex-obsessed crew know that without Harry and Meghan, their careers would be irrelevant. So let's do what we do best: support the Sussexes, call out the hypocrisy, and spread the truth. If you're with me, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and drop a super thanks to keep independent voices going. Harry and Meghan are winning, and there's nothing the haters can do about it.